Good day, grade 7. Welcome to our second week of online learning for the fourth quarter. Our topic is employ variety of strategies for effective interpersonal communication. This is your self-instructional learner module in English 7. All activities provided in the lesson will help you learn and understand interpersonal communication, employ a variety of strategies for effective interpersonal communication for interview. Our objectives for today's lesson: after going through this self-learning module, you are expected to first, distinguish the different types of interpersonal communication, and second, apply a variety of strategies for effective interpersonal communication for interview. Presentation of the lesson. The conversation is an example of an initial phone interview. The interviewer was Miss Baltasar and the applicant was Miss Alcantara. The applicant was prepared ahead about how to deliver answers to difficult questions. In addition, the applicant didn't forget to have a short prayer before answering the initial phone interview, even she felt a bit nervous. Today, we're going to discuss a variety of strategies for effective interpersonal communication for interview. Discussion modeling. Interpersonal communication is the process of exchanging information, ideas, and feelings between two or more people through verbal or non-verbal methods. First is oral communication. Oral communication is anything involving speaking, from the words you choose to your tone of voice when you say them. Oral communication is vital to your work and can even make you more likable. Examples of oral communication: public speaking, phone calls, audio messages, podcasts, radio interviews, meetings. Strategies for oral communication. First, pay attention to intonation. Intonation, also known as pitch, means the rising and falling of your voice. Example number 1. I have been working as school assistant for 3 years. Example number 2. What will be my working schedule? As you notice in statements, example number 1, the voice falls at the end of statement to indicate that you're done talking. While example number 2, it rises at the end of statement because it is a question. Second is omit or reduce verbal fillers. Verbal fillers are vocalizations such as you know, and like. They're useful in that they help others know that you've got more to say and are just trying to find the words. When verbal fillers are used too much, though, they can be annoying for the listener. Example, I feel so glad when a student writes a thank you letter using the English language before going back to his or her country. Second, change your speaking rate depending on the situation. Speech rate is how fast or slow you speak. Can have an effect on the person you talk with. Speaking fast is persuasive. They believe on what you say. Speaking slowly, on the other hand, could be seen as more kind. Example, I have been working as an English as a second language teacher since 2010. I feel so glad when a student writes a thank you letter using the English language before going back to his or her country. Try to read the given example with different speech rate. Second is written communication. Written communication includes words and symbol, example, emojis, and punctuations that are typed or marked with a pen, pencil, or other writing instrument. Examples of written communication: email, text messages, reports, proposals, job descriptions, performance evaluations, grammar, PowerPoints E. Strategies for written communication. First, enhance written messages with emojis and GIFs. Emojis can be helpful when you try to send the tone of your written message. It is informal but a nice way of communicating. This is especially true during casual conversations, such as those between you and a work friend chatting on Slack. Emojis and GIFs can add humor and emotion. Second is no written communications limitations. Editing emails to get our words just right can also make our communications clearer and more concise. The third one is nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication includes any communication that does not use words. Example, hand gestures and eye contact. Examples of nonverbal communication: video, clothing, voice speech, facial expressions, body postures. Strategies for nonverbal communication. First, use that firm handshake. An initial handshake can enhance the positive effects and reduce the negative effects of a social interaction. Second is avoid slouching. It is not only slouching bad for your back, but it could also make you feel less confident. Avoiding slouching could be a simple way to communicate to yourself. The third one is expressing our emotions through facial expressions. It is a difficult way of communication with others. We can say one thing with our words, but express something different through our facial expressions. You agree about something verbally, but your face shows that you don't like it. Listening. Listening is the most fundamental component of interpersonal communication skills. Listening is not something that happens, that is, hearing. Listening is an active process in which a conscious decision is made to listen to and understand the messages of the speaker. Strategies for listening. First is use active listening. Successful applicants use active listening strategies and ask for a clarification of questions they don't understand. Active listening is to clarify the interviewer's intention if you are not sure. Example, does it mean I can start working tomorrow? Second is practice empathy. It makes you a better listener because instead of listening to correct or confront them, you're listening to understand them. Example, I know you feel disappointed about it, but I will do my best to work so hard. I promise you won't ever regret it. Third is feel free to make the video chat a phone call instead. Listening becomes particularly difficult when buffering video. If a poor connection is making it difficult to listen during your video call, ask them if you can switch to a phone call instead during the interview. Example, I am sorry, I have unstable connection at the moment. Would you mind if I call your recruitment number? Communication. Communication has been part of our daily activities. It involves exchanging, sending, or receiving information which aims to connect to other people's lives. It is one of the most important skills needed in order to be good in dealing with others or in building relationships. Today, we will learn some ways or strategies in how to develop a good communication or interpersonal skills to others for conversation or dialogue. What is interpersonal communication? Interpersonal communication, it is the interaction and exchange of information between two or more people. This can be verbal or nonverbal communication. Effective interpersonal communication skills are required to form connections and establish relationships. Interpersonal communication is not just about what is actually said, the language used, but how it is said, and the nonverbal messages sent through tone of voice, facial expressions, gestures, and body language. Most of teenagers today experience difficulties in reaching out to the people they love or to some of their friends. This is just one of the many barriers in communication. This barrier is built during the time of isolation or when someone feels not belong to a certain group or community. This also happens when someone spends most of the time in front of gadgets instead of engaging in a personal conversation. The two common strategies in the classroom which are effective in developing interpersonal communication skills for dialogue or conversation. First, individual or pair activity. Involving yourself in this activity helps you gain more friends. Be a speech genius but kind and friendly. Example, Shine is an active student in pair and individual activity in the classroom. She is a very friendly student. Everybody in the class loves her for being kind and helpful. Even her teachers like her because she can express herself in front of the class with politeness and humility. Here are her famous lines in the classroom when talking to her friends. Good morning, friends. Are you all fine and happy today? Do you need some help? If I can do anything for you, just tell me. Thank you for listening to me, classmates. I respect the opinion of others about the topic, but I guess second is joining a group activity. Being in a group as a leader or part of the members helps you boost your self-confidence in dealing with others. Be a team leader and a good listener. Example, Mike is a serious type of guy in the classroom, but he has a responsible mind for every task. He leads every group activity in the classroom. He welcomes the opinion of his group mates and supports their ideas. Everybody in the class respects him. Here are some examples of his lines when leading a group activity. Classmates, let's do this together. May I hear your opinion about this topic? Thank you, you are absolutely right. I'm ready to listen, no matter how long it is. Let us follow his suggestion, it will help us do. Shine and Mike are good examples of students who develop good interpersonal skills through conversations in individual and group activity. The characteristics that they possess will help you build a better relationships not only to your classmates or peers, but to your family and to other people. Characteristics to have a good interpersonal skills through conversations in individual and group activity. First is openness is an attitude that can face and accept advice and opinion from others, may it be positive or negative. Second, gratefulness is being appreciative or thankful for the things done by others. Third, positive attitude is a characteristic of always looking at the brighter side of the situation. Fourth, empathy is the ability to share someone else's feelings or experiences by imagining what it would be like to be in that person's situation. Last, being a good listener is knowing how to understand the message of the speaker and is responding positively to what is expressed. Thank you for listening.